Welcome to the Disney Hour Express podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Rob. We are two hopelessly romantic Disney enthusiasts,
Sharing fun stories, secret tips, and family travel experiences.
If you are a Disney newbie, or maybe a season pass holder, we hope you find this information helpful.
We turned our love of Disney into a unique boutique travel agency that books Disney and Universal vacations.
We've got a lot of stories, so cozy on up, choose your favorite drink,
Whether that be a cocktail or a hot chocolate,
and enjoy the Disney Hour Express.
Hey babe.
Happy Mary.
I was going to ask, are you feeling very merry today?
I am, because I spent the majority of the weekend putting up Christmas decorations.
Yeah, I know. Our house looks fabulous. It's got so many lights.
And you've been doing all the work on the inside.
Yes. Just tidying up the tree, getting all the candles in the windows, figuring out where little Christmas tchotchkes go and what things that we need.
I think we need some garland.
We need a lot of garland, but I'm being picky. I want the garland that lights up and maybe looks nice, you know.
And maybe we could get some mistletoe, you know what I'm saying?
Oh boy,
Hubba,
baby.
hubba.
Oh boy. So we were going to talk a little bit about Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party now that we are all in the mood, and this has been a big event this year. And every year, really.
It is. Now, let me say this part. First of all, if you listen to the last episode, I kind of went rogue and started talking about Very Merry Christmas Party last year, and Abby gave me a look and a talking to afterwards.
It's true. It happened. You know why? Because when he goes rogue and I'm not prepared, I can't. I might be a bit of a type A personality when it comes to research and understanding, and I do not enjoy surprises.
She was like, if you do that ever again.
No.
And she's like, and plus also talking to the mic when you're looking at your computer screen. Okay.
I did say that.
Yes.
I did say that. That was the one I actually did say.
And all those things, before I let you get into that, the one thing is the other part of the episode is that we are going to be talking about Wish. It's going to be
right.
at the latter part of the episode. Mm-hmm. Feel free to listen to this first part. We're not going to be, Wish will be later. If you're trying to avoid it, you want to get out there and hear about it first, that'll be the later part. Anyway, continue on with get back into the Very Merry spirit.
All right, guys. So here's the deal. If you don't have your Very Merry Christmas Party, your Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party tickets yet, the only day left as of this afternoon was December 14th. That would be the day that
will live in
available.
Infamy. Nope, that's a different day.
For purchase. So let's get into what all of this happen. What all does the party give you, and what should you be expecting? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's I think the setup is kind of similar to the Halloween party. As for the park closes at 6, you get your early entry at 4. You can expect all the other guests to exit around 6, and then the party activities will begin.
And as you see those people leaving, you are free to look down at them over your nose, mm-hmm. and you could scoff at them and make fun of them as they leave.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This party is known for its specialty sips and treats and holiday merch. These are the things that you really can't get outside of the party until later in the season. Now, I have heard different reports that some of the merch is still staying in the stores during regular hours. I think they're just maximizing the whole thrill of the holiday, if you say.
Because you don't want to buy holiday merch, in January necessarily. Right. Not as many people are going to want to.
2023 labeled holiday merch, for sure.
Right. I get it.
So one of the coolest things on Main Street is that snow falls randomly. There's no set time for when it's going to start snowing on Main Street. They just kind of bring it out. here and there, and it's a magical moment. And I think we're calling it Snope because
Yep.
it's not quite snow, but it is a little bit of soap, so Snope.
Thanks, Megan.
And it's beautiful. I mean, you can't, with all the holiday decorations, the smells, of course, being pumped in from the confectionery. You can't get more Christmassy than this feeling, and then the random snow coming about.
Unless it was actually cold.
Well,
I'd like it to be cold.
I mean,
Disney,
I'm okay.
come on, let's pay for outdoor air conditioning systems that just make you feel a little bit colder. That's my one complaint.
I know. I'm good. I'm good with the good
Don't,
weather. But
don't
that
serve me
being
hot
said,
cocoa when it's 80 degrees. I'm sorry.
the weather in December really does vary. It can be quite toasty and humid, or it could be randomly 30 degrees, 40 degrees. So you got to kind of make sure that you got your sweatshirt just in case.
I'd be wearing shorts and t-shirt. Thank you very much.
So one of the first things you might see, I know I'm just ignoring, is Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration. So this is the stage show right in, actually, where is Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration? I don't know that it is in front of Cinderella Castle because that's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Can you look up where that happens for while I'm telling about it? I'm so sorry that I don't know. But this is a stage show, and Mickey is throwing a Christmas party at his house and inviting all his pals who get to sing Christmas carols together. The show starts at 7:40, 9:25, 10:35, and 11:55 p.m. What do we got over there, babe?
I'm still looking. It
Oh,
is
boy.
at no wait.
So what's cool about this Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration is that you're going to get a lot of those classic characters in there, like Mickey and Minnie, of course, Goofy, Daisy and Donald. These are your classic loves that we all enjoy seeing time and time again. And we've got other shows throughout that are from Minnie's perspective or from Anna and Elsa's perspective.
It is at the Cinderella's Castle.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's right in front of Cinderella's castle on the stage. The only reason I was confused about that is because there are
Because
other things that are also
are.
happening on the stage.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if they conflicted. But basically, I think they're saying you could set up a lawn chair and just watch shows all night on the
There you
stage.
go.
So again, Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration, 7:40, 9:25, 10:35, and 11:55. Now, Frozen Holiday Surprise, which is new this year, is a really cool, dazzling new experience that will illuminate the castle like never before.
So this is the thing you were talking about.
This features Elsa, Anna, Olaf, Kristoff, and the Snowgies. Is it Snowgies or Snowgies?
Well,
Those are the little itty bitty snowman that are so cute, but kind of like troublesome.
Snowgies or Snowgies? Snowgies?
I don't know.
Snowgies.
Now, what's cool about the Frozen Holiday Surprise is not only is it featured during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, you can also catch it during just a regular day. This show is brand new as of November 7th. So if you're going to a regular park day, it shows at 6:15 p.m. Whereas if you're going to the Christmas party, it's going to be at 8:15 p.m.
Because let's remember, it's dark. It's dark out at 6:15.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going in the midsummer and it's light out and hot.
That's true.
Just dark and hot.
It's dark and hot. Oh my goodness, you're really hating on the hot today.
I get it.
Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade is the most magical parade that you will see in all of Disney. This is a 25-minute parade celebrating the season as many of our Disney friends joining the procession featuring Jolly Saint Nick on a sleigh will come through too. So again, these are all of our favorite pals and they're dressed in their Christmas best. You're going to also see dancing gingerbread men and marching toy soldiers. The parade starts over at Frontierland area. and it follows the waterway until it reaches Liberty Square, and it's going to cross the Liberty Square Bridge and circles Central Plaza in front of Cinderella's castle while heading then down Main Street, USA. It's going to circle around Town Square in front of the Walt Disney World Railroad Station and end next to the Harmony Barber Shop. So it shows at 8:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. So this is so interesting. I'm just looking at this lineup because you've got the Frozen. So first you start off with Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration at 7:40, then Frozen Holiday Surprise at 8:15, and then Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade at 8:30. So you're really just like running right into each other with everything.
Packed on every front.
But just a little tip, the second parade is usually less crowded, so you're more likely to kind of get a front row look at that. No, I mean, it's limited tickets for all of these things. Like, so you're going to get good standing room and everything anyways, but it might just not be exactly what you want. But it's going to be good because there's not going to be tons and tons of these tickets available, or they weren't available. So another note too is if you happen to be going just during kind of Christmas week from December 23rd to December 31st, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade is typically shown to day guests as well as many of these other performances. So although I think that's really cool that they didn't shift it because these parties end on December 22nd and then they shift it to the day to celebrate with all park guests. However, it is a supremely busy time of year. So it might, that's why they advertise having these parties at night. So it's limited guests. But, if you're there during Christmas week, you can enjoy all of this wonderful stuff. Now we move on. We've got the Mickey's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks. I'm sorry, I said Mickey's. Oh, how terrible. I meant Minnie's. The Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks. This fabulous
the
event
patriarchy wins again.
Is hosted by Minnie Mouse. Get it, girl. You got this. With songs such as Joy to the World and Deck the Halls. The fireworks take off at 10 p.m. Now, this is the only fireworks showing. There is not a later fireworks showing in the evening.
And you don't want it because Santa does not do well late night. So
Nope. Now, the Reindeer Wranglers at Country Bear Jamboree is kind of this is a year after year one that people seem to love. It's a nice, fun holiday hoedown. It features guitarist, fiddle player, and singing. And last year, I thought it was so cute because the fiddler had a bow that lit up red and green, so the whole bow was covered in a light strip somehow, and so it just kind of flashed red and green. It kind of looked like a lightsaber. I appreciated that. It was cool. So the band brings good old-fashioned country Christmas to the Magic Kingdom. This is outdoors over at Frontierland. The bears, Wendell, Liverlips, and Big Al, are out in their winter attire and ready to celebrate. So you'll see them dancing around. Now, this is they play in the areas over there that the Cadaver Dance were playing during the Halloween party. You're going to be able to see them around 7:15, 8:05, 9:30, 10:30, and 11:40 p.m.
Oh boy, remember all those times. You want to get to see the bears. They are not creepy at all.
Another thing I really like that they do is they have some dance party locations. They are indoors, which is kind of different but cool. Disney Junior Jingle Jam is over at Cosmic's Rays in Tomorrowland. I would love for you to say that 10 times fast. Disney Junior Jingle Jam. Junior Jingle Jam. Junior Jingle Jam. Anyways,
Junior Jingle Jam.
This gives the young party goers a chance to get their dance groove on with Fancy Nancy, my fave, Vampirina, Doc McStuffins, and the Lion Guard. And it's from 7 p.m. until midnight. Oof. Now, our daughter went to a dance party today and fell asleep promptly in the car on the way home, and it was only for 2 hours. So I imagine if you danced from 7 p.m. till midnight,
on
that would
top
be
of
crazy.
that, there was the I've read the book when Fancy Nancy stays up too late, and then she's tired the next morning. Man, it is crazy. So Fancy Nancy staying up till midnight.
Yeah.
I do not want to be around her the next day.
Nope. She wouldn't be super fancy, I don't think. Club Tinsel in Tomorrowland. Rocket Tower Plaza Stage in Tomorrowland features the elves and the Coca-Cola polar bears. Again, I believe it says that it's over at the Tomorrowland Stage Plaza. But anyways, join Judy Hopps, Nick Wilde, and Chip and Dale while bopping along to some fun musical hits. Again, 7 p.m. to midnight. So these are like cool things that you could probably pop in and pop out at any time and really enjoy yourself. I would do it.
You know, I got it because it's strange. The Tomorrowland stage, right? The Club Tinsel in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I thought that's like where we ran into Stitch.
To Stitch. That's why I didn't say the next part, because it did advertise that it was another indoor dance party, but I really don't think it is because the stage is outside. So it's interesting. The Collective 5 with the number 5 in the knife is a boy band. This is new this year too. So a 5-person boy band that rocks the Rocket Tower Plaza stage in Tomorrowland. So the same kind of area with holiday hits. So they're the ones that are going to be over there with the elves and the Coca-Cola polar bears. And they're going to be singing on and off from 7 p.m. until midnight.
You know, I was actually the 6th member of the Collective 5.
But they couldn't figure out how to make it very fabulous for marketing.
They couldn't figure out how to put where to put the 6 and 6, so they just cut it. They just cut me.
Cut you. I'm sorry. What is
Ageism.
that story?
Ageism.
So a heads up that Genie Plus is not available during this party, and DAS is also, so the Disability Services Pass is also not available. Due to the low wait times during this limited capacity event, the wait tends to be just like super duper low, and they don't feel like there's a necessity for a DAS. Now, a lot of guests go to this party to experience these things that we just talked about, not necessarily to go on the rides. I mean, and then some do both and some prefer the rides, but really you're going for this magic of the events to really get into holiday season, to enjoy all the beautiful glitz and glam that Magic Kingdom has.
Glitz and glam? I thought that was over in Jollywood.
Sorry, my bad. But I do feel like it's a different kind of glammy glitz, perhaps more nostalgic.
Are you just saying that because the Dapper Day was over in Disneyland?
I was looking at those pictures and beautiful. Oh, so nice. Now, the complimentary holiday treat locations. I know that Rob went over this a little bit last week, right?
A little bit or entirely. Either way.
So, you know, if you like to listen to my voice more, we'll just talk about it
went rogue
here. I just want to mention it one more time in this episode. We've got the Tortuga Tavern in Adventureland, and they will be giving out buttercream frosted gingerbread cookies and eggnog. You have the Columbia Harbor House in Liberty Square, where the classic chocolate chip cookie and hot cocoa is. Pinocchio Village House in Fantasyland, which gives the red velvet cake cookie and hot cocoa. The Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe in Tomorrowland, where you can get your snickerdoodle cookie and hot cocoa. Or the Launching Pad in Tomorrowland, where you get your buttercream frosted green sprinkle sugar cookie and apple cider. Now again, all these things are complimentary holiday treats that you get with your admission. Love that.
Now sign me up for the hot cocoa in Florida weather.
I think I'd go for, would I do the red velvet cake cookie maybe?
And I can't even bring it inside to go see the whatchamacallit, the Club Tinsel. I can't even go inside with it.
Well,
I go to,
sorry.
There's 2 places right in Tomorrowland where I can get some of those treats, and I can't even go inside. But I can watch, but I could give death stares to the remaining members of the Collective 5.
Yeah.
How dare you perform without me?
But then they'll probably see you and they'll be like, six, come here. sure.
I was like that guy that he didn't actually sing. He would just kind of like, I would just do like
Wiggle.
spoken word type things. Like I didn't. Yeah, baby, this is the merriest treat of all. My love for you. Gonna go on.
Oh man, I'm getting such flashbacks to boy bands. So good. Such a good time in life. I can't even. So if you were looking for a table service option during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, the only available table service dining would be Our Guest and Cinderella's Royal Table. So you absolutely have to make reservations for those if that's your plan. We would suggest that you put your reservations right at 6 p.m. so that you're not missing anything or that you can catch the second round of everything.
Yeah, they do, but they do generally play. I mean, besides the Frozen at 8:15, I think everything's multiple times, right? More or less.
Yep, more or less. I mean, yes. I'm trying to look through everything.
But it's tough because, you don't want
the parade is only at 8:30 and 11. So like, what if you were having dinner at like 7:30, 7:45? Yeah, you want to make sure. I mean, even so, that's still good, but
pull those kids out of the dance party and bring them over to the 11 o'clock parade.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I mean, there's only so many snickerdoodles and hot cocos you can have.
Totally. But
you need some food.
Speaking of treats, we love firework dessert parties, and they actually have 2 firework dessert party options, and those would be Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks Dessert Party at Tomorrowland Terrace and Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks Dessert Party with the Plaza Garden viewing. So those both are pretty fantastic, and I highly recommend these. I know that you're definitely paying a handsome fee for them, but they're worth it. Have a seat, enjoy your time, get some treats while you're viewing the fireworks, especially because it's just this one showing of fireworks. I think it's worth it. I know a lot of people will argue with me about that, but I think it's worth it. I like having the security of a seat. And
that's interesting. I wonder just because how different it feels being that it's not at the close of the park, because it's not, the fireworks are earlier.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, so also I could see the argument is if you're going to do a fireworks show, they ask you to be there pretty early on to check in and then sit down. So you're kind of, I put air quotes, wasting time sitting at this one location for probably about an hour or so before 10 p.m. So you're missing valuable time that you could potentially be seeing other things.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be there for the fireworks showing, which is probably going to be about, 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, then you disperse and go about your ways. But yeah, I could see the argument there.
Yeah, to see how that all would plan out. I wonder if we can, try to see if we could get any reports from somebody. If we know anyone that has done the dessert parties during the Very Merry Christmas, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Yeah.
Please come reach out to us. Let us know your thoughts, how that worked out for you.
We actually have a couple of travel specialists, not this coming week, but next week, that will be heading up all the parties, Jollywood and Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and they will report back to us about all the wondrous things happening there.
Well, you may get a sponsored dessert party from Disney Hour Express just for research.
Just for research,
we'll
to see if it's just as fabulous. And I wonder if the treats that they're serving are those freebie treats that you get everywhere else, or if they keep them to the classic treats where it's like cheeses and crackers and
I want as much hot cocoa as I can get.
I'm not sure if I have.
Give me the hot
maybe like
cider.
Once have I seen you have hot cocoa? I really don't know.
No, because
are you a hot cocoa fan?
I'm usually at work, so when the kids go out in the snow to get hot cocoa, and then they get hot cocoa when they come in.
That's true.
I miss out on those things.
You miss out on all that stuff.
My work just still requires me to go in. So,
Yep. I hear ya.
no.
Well, so we're getting about ready to dive into our Disney Wish review. That's the movie Wish, not the cruise ship.
Hey everyone, Rob here. We're going to start talking about the movie Wish. We go into some spoilers, so just wanted to give you a heads up. If you plan on seeing the movie, you haven't seen it yet, skip ahead to about 46 minutes, 30 seconds. We have some special guests come on that give a little bit of their opinion. It's not exactly what I would call coherent. So you're not really going to get much spoilers in there, but it's kind of fun to listen to. Some would say I'm not coherent either, so there we go. But 46:30, you're good to go. If you did watch the movie, I hope you enjoyed our review. Here you go.
We have a lot to say.
Sorry, our dogs wished we opened the door to let them in.
And our cat made it in here.
Somehow. It
Whoa.
was just one dog. Oh,
She snuck in here.
Wait, did our dog wish to turn into a cat and it happened? Okay.
Now I have a cat in my lap. What a disastrous moment. That's okay. Hi, kitty. All right.
Yeah, so Disney's Wish. Now, this was a big release, right? This was kind of been worked on for quite a long time. This is like the Disney 100 like celebration of animation. Like this this is representing the anniversary of it all.
That's right.
Disney Wish. So it's been in the works for about 5 years now.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah. And it kind of started, so it was, the directing team is the same team that did Frozen and Frozen 2.
Okay. So you know that they had some good success there.
Yeah, exactly. So, Disney kind of put them in control, and that was Chris Buck because it was the writers, Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee.
Okay.
They were the writers of Frozen, of Frozen 2. Chris Buck was a director on this Wish. Also somebody by the name of Fawn, and I'm going to get this wrong, Vera Sunthorn.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, so that rolls right off. But definitely a lot of anticipation. The first trailer came out, and it kind of there was a buzz that went around all of the animation world, the Disney world, just because of the style of the animation.
Yes.
And how it was done. So that's something we'll get into in a little bit. But what was the movie Wish? What was the movie Wish all about?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Well, like Rob said, this was the company's 100-year tribute project. They wanted to really recognize and give little gems of traditional Disney throughout the whole movie. So basically, the kingdom of Rosas, which was founded by a young man who believed there was nothing more important than a wish, because a wish drives your heart and makes you who you are. After realizing how devastating it is to have your wishes crushed, he founded an island kingdom. So that's what Rosas is. It's an island. And it's in the Mediterranean, where everyone was welcome. And this young man, called himself Magnifico. So in Rosas, at the age of 18, every citizen would give Magnifico their wish for safekeeping, whereupon they would proceed to forget what their wish ever was. So then every month, Magnifico would grant one person's wish. So here comes our heroine, Asha. So Asha is a 17-year-old, and in this movie, she discovers Magnifico's more sinister side when she asks him to grant her 100-year-old grandfather's wish, which was to create something to inspire the next generation. Magnifico deems this wish too dangerous, as many of the wishes that he actually holds, he has deemed as too dangerous when they're really just kind of general wishes about future, because they could bring threat to the village or really to himself, Magnifico. So that's kind of the rundown. Have I forgotten anything?
Nope.
I mean, aside from the very important star in the movie,
Which you see in the trailer,
which is a
right?
star, right?
Yes. No, there is a star in there, and that's and that's pretty much that's a good synopsis. Now we have the cast, right? So we have Asha, right? Our heroine was played by Ariana DeBois. Who was an Academy Award winner for she was in West Side Story. She played Anita. So she won a Best Supporting Actress Oscar.
She's got a killer voice, man.
Yeah, she really does. She did a great job. And then we had Chris Pine, who you know everyone knows and love from various things. Like isn't that the shopping? Well, no, you like a Chris Pine rom-com.
Do I?
I'm trying to think of the one. It's the one with isn't it with Reese Witherspoon? And she like or no? I can't remember. But anyway, so yeah, Chris Pine, you know, from movies and motion pictures and Star Trek. You know, he's the new James T. Kirk and all that good stuff. So yeah, he does a good job. He had a really good voice too. I didn't realize, you know.
He does.
Yeah, I didn't realize
that's
he was
pretty good.
I didn't realize he was a singer. He's from Enchanted and Unenchanted. Right? Or no? Or am I confusing with Jimmy
he was
Marsden?
in Into the Woods.
Into the Woods. Right.
What else was he in? I feel like, I mean, I'm looking at his stuff. He was in a couple other Disney movies like Wrinkle in Time.
Don't look at his stuff too much. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so then we had now there's kind of the I would say the scene stealer of the movie, right? Was our good friend Valentino with a pet goat that then becomes a talking goat, voiced by Alan Tudyk, who is a well-known kind of character actor. He's been in a bunch of stuff, bunch of genre stuff, Fireflies. He had a show on Sci-Fi that I can't think of the name of, but he's been around forever. Voices a robot in the Star Wars movie, in one of the Star Wars movies. Then there was just a bunch of other, like a lot of good casting. Victor Garber plays the grandfather. You know, in his role, there's a ton of talented cast members. What did you think of the cast? Would you like?
Yeah, I thought it was like spot on. You know, I usually like to see things a couple of times. You know, things usually have to grow on me, movies, but in this one, I do feel like I did love that. What was it? It was a goat, because it gave it. This movie had some really serious elements depending on how you want to take it, and the goat gave kind of that freedom and not just freedom, but like the ability for us to laugh at something, to break the seriousness of the movie. So like he, you know, talks about how his butt opened a door or something, and it was funny and cute. And I think if a regular character had said that, we'd all be like, oh, that's weird. So yeah, I loved that. I really did love Asha. She was so strong, and I mean, I can get into this more, but I felt like she's a warrior. They really depicted her as a warrior and a leader, and she was so feminine too. And the last female warrior I think we saw was I'm I'm drawing a blank on Mulan, right? She was depicted as a warrior as well. Now
Yeah.
we have Moana, who is a leader, and we've
Mm.
seen other the dragon movie. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting what all the names are. So we've seen other
Oh,
kinds
Raya.
of,
Yeah.
but Raya was not feminine, right? She had some
Mm.
feminine aspects, but she wasn't like this kind of feminine goddess kind of creation. So
What about what's her name from Brave?
Merida, again,
Merida.
I felt like Merida was depicted as a tomboy.
Okay.
So it was a very different kind of it was showing that you can be feminine and still be a fierce leader and
Yeah.
warrior and stand up
And
for
I
what you
think that's
believe in.
that was also part of it was that they emphasized even from the beginning is that she cares too much, right? She
Yes.
cared. She cared about everyone.
That is her problem.
She cared about everyone that lived there, everyone that was coming in, and that was ultimately what caused the conflict between the what would turn to be the antagonist of the movie Magnifico.
Yes. So yes, she really believed and wanted her town to have something more, right? She didn't want them to lose their wishes, because wishes are what drives you to succeed, to become a better person, to keep going. If we all lost what we want, or the thoughts of what we want, we would be pretty stagnant. And they actually bring that up in the movie too, that that one of their friends became really boring after he gave his wish to Magnifico.
Boring, but, yeah,
he became boring
or boring and sleepy, right?
and sleepy. Yes. So, anyways,
yeah. What do you think of the songs? Obviously, this being a Disney musical.
I loved them. Now, there was one that I was like so super surprised that Lin-Manuel wasn't a part of the writing of this music, but I could also I could tell how they were trying to go for it in a Lin-Manuel style, but they did it in their own way, and I thought it was very good. It was beautifully done. I loved it. We listened to the soundtrack multiple times today.
Yeah, we listened to it on the way home from the movie.
Yeah, we did. We liked it a lot.
No, it was good. They had a couple very good songs, catchy songs. Yeah, I thought that they were well placed. They were well done. They definitely showed the talents of the people singing. So it was,
It was good. And
Yeah, it
so
was good.
there were parts in it too where you could see like hidden Mickeys were being drawn, or just in certain aspects of the scene. And then I'd love for you to explain how the different characters were throughout the movie, like classic characters, because I thought that was cool. I didn't notice all the classic characters. Maybe I noticed like Peter Pan being in there, but you noticed more.
So this is, and obviously going forward, this is like going to be a little bit spoiler, not necessarily spoiler of the movie plot itself, but of some of these hidden things that maybe you wouldn't have seen. So if you haven't seen Wish and you want to see it, maybe we can go ahead a certain amount of time. Maybe I could put an insert in to let you know exactly when you could jump to. But the so the big thing was like Asha, she had friends, and she just so happened to have 7 friends, right? And those 7 friends, they kind of had distinct characteristics.
Yeah.
And guess what those 7 friends' characteristics were?
Hi ho. Hi ho.
Exactly.
It's off to work we go.
We're talking the Mine Train people. Yep, they were all kind of they all kind of had characteristics of each of the 7 dwarves. So that was something that I kind of saw but didn't really. Until I put the later on as I was reading. We were putting that on. There was there was a bear by the name of John. It was kind of reference to Little John. Right? He kept showing up throughout the movie. There was there were some hidden Mickeys, right? There was a hidden Mickey during the fireworks at the end.
Yeah.
And then there was a hidden Mickey that was being written by a like kind of magical quill.
Yes. Yeah.
A magic inspired quill.
But also the wishes went into a hidden Mickey some of the time too.
Okay. All right.
It was beautiful. Now our little friend the star was really cute. I saw today somebody posted a picture over at Magic Kingdom with a star cookie. They've already put out some of those, and it was cute as can be.
Okay. There was also our cat's eating our lights. Yeah, there we go. At the end, just shows you, much like the somewhat mischievous talking animals in the movie Wish, our cat was doing something naughty. There were a bunch. I mean, there were so many different things. One of the things that stuck out to me was that they kind of gave this setting. They said that it was an island in the Mediterranean, which just kind of, Disney has, obviously they're making it, it's all make believe and fantasy. So they kind of give it these like lands that you never heard of, but obviously it's like it's in the Mediterranean,
Yeah.
So it was just something that it also put it in a unique, distinct setting so that, again, it wasn't all just people of a certain skin color, right? It was, again, giving something a little bit different for all of that.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of all so this movie obviously is very Easter egg heavy, right? So they just basically put references to all types of, all different movie references throughout of it. So it's definitely something to pay attention to as you're watching the movie. But it was easy to get lost in this movie as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was because of the music and because of just you're really connected to Asha. You're going to follow along and love it so well. It's easy to follow along.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we want as a viewer, is to not have something super complicated we've got to follow. So, I mean, now it did not get good reviews.
It did not.
No, I saw one really harsh review and it said, this movie is a lifeless, uninspiring mess of bland brand management. Whoa.
Yeah, it was a lot. And that's just generally, look, I always say about critics, right? Movie critics, they're paid to be critical. So that's what they do. So they look at these movies. Yeah, they're saying basically that it was like unoriginal. It was too much of just an amalgamation of all the past movies, right, into one. And sometimes that's okay. It was.
But I really didn't feel that way. Can you highlight me on what they thought was from past movies?
It's just like it's just the general. Like they're basically saying it's just like all the movies come before it that were like put into one. Like they were just kind of trying to. It was like they were trying to play too much to the audience as opposed to just making a good movie. They were trying to
critics.
Appease.
Wasn't that the point?
Well,
for being like a culmination of 100 years of Disney animation.
Well, that's exactly it, and that's like the same thing. I mean, not to go back to my Star Wars dumb, but that's like the Force Awakens. Like everyone, like I love that movie. Everyone's like, well, it was the same thing as A New Hope. It was basically A New Hope. Just again, like they knew everyone was gonna like it. Like, okay, well, you know what?
Like as a Star Wars fan, I do like it.
Yeah, like I do like it, and I wanted to see that again. I wanted to feel that feeling again. So I'm glad you showed it to me. So that was like the same thing. It's like an underdog hero or heroine,
right,
kind of coming up, and then she gets magic. She gets some type of magic power or a magic star in this case, and overcomes whatever the obstacle is that's in front of her, because she kind of deserved that power and was willing to wield it. So I mean, it was just again, they're just everyone's being super critical, and that's what especially you find online nowadays. So that's why, IMDb scores were all over. I think it was in like the 40s. It was getting the 40s in the critics.
So bad.
But I think the audience was giving it like somewhere in the 70s or 80. I don't pay too much attention to that. My brother is always telling me IMDb score or, IMDb scores, but Rotten Tomato scores and all that. So
No, that's right. Because we actually told him too that we were going to go, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't do well," and we're like, "What?"
And then one of the big things was as I teased that before, the animation style of the movie. Now, Disney obviously is kind of infamous for their hand-drawn kind of watercolor animation style. And it's, unique, it's distinct, everyone knows it. And so they kind of veered off that. It's a little bit, it takes some characteristics of that, but it mixes it in with a CGI storybook type of animation style, which has kind of become a little bit more popular, like into the Spider-Verse. So those Spider-Verse movies, because they're supposed to be a comic book, they use that type of style of animation.
Right.
So it was kind of like you could go either way, saying that they were using some classic elements while mixing into the new, and that's essentially what you would want, right? If it's been 100 years of Disney animation, you would kind of want them to go into like a new era or new thing and not just be the same old. But again, you can't appease everyone, so some people are going to be like, I hate this. And I didn't notice it, first when the movie first opened. I didn't really... I wasn't expecting a different animation style, but that's, kind of what they did.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I noticed it, but it was a notice that I didn't even think about it.
Yep.
So it looked all beautiful to me and was wonderful.
And, we get Asha as another, a non-princess heroine.
Yes.
In the books, and there's varying success with that, where it's worked in the past, but sometimes it hasn't, so you can't really get into that. Now, I don't know if she will become part of the Disney princesses, like we went over.
I don't know. She's already there. I don't know
she's
that
in the parks, right? But
that they've honored her as a princess. Now, her mannerisms really remind me of Mirabelle's, so that's kind of interesting. They have a very similar attitudes there. Which is
unfortunately, the movie itself did not do well. It underperformed at the box office, so it did not meet projections. So there's a chance it's just going to kind of go into the Disney vault. Come and go, and
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But, I was thinking, why don't we ask our littlest critics what they thought of the movie?
And here they are. And we are here with...
Bailey.
And then who else is here? Swing it over.
Heidi.
Yeah, there we go. Good job. And I'm Rob.
Oh, hey, I'm Abby.
Now, we just saw the movie Wish yesterday.
Yay.
Now, what did you think of the movie Wish? Bailey, this is Bailey's interpretation.
I liked it. I really liked the part where where she started singing.
Oh,
and
you
then,
liked where Asha was singing?
No, where she was down and then she started singing, and it was really cool, and I liked it a lot.
Okay. All right. We appreciate that. Now,
do you think this goes to the top of your list of favorite movies, or do you have another favorite movie?
Yeah, another favorite movie, definitely.
Oh, what's your other favorite movie?
My first favorite movie is Avatar: The Way of the Water.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right. We're going to give the seat to Heidi now because we want to hear her opinion.
Oh, okay. We're going a long way around with the microphone. Now, Heidi.
Yes.
you also were in the theater with us when we saw the movie. Wish. What did you think of it?
I really liked it. It was amazing. It's super duper good.
Oh, okay. What do you remember? Do you have a favorite character in the movie?
Yes.
What was your favorite character?
Asha's friend.
The
one that made the cookies.
Oh, okay. I think her name was Dahlia. I think.
Yeah, Dahlia.
I think so. I could be wrong. I may have gotten it wrong, but I think that was a.
What did you like about Dahlia?
I noticed that she had a cane, and I think it was cool. And I also just liked how she acted.
That's right. So Dahlia showed some great loyalty, right? When everybody left Asha's side, Dahlia was the first to help her, right?
Yeah.
I think that shows a lot about friendship. Very, very cool.
Uh-huh.
Anything else you want to tell us about this movie?
Did you have a favorite song?
I really like all of them, but maybe one of my favorites is Knowing What I Know Now.
Oh, okay.
It's a good one, but I really like all of them together.
All right. Now, we forgot to ask Bailey. We'll ask her real quick. Bailey, did you have a favorite song?
My favorite song was the song that, like, when she was, like, she runned onto the tree. My favorite song, it was called Wish. This Wish. And it was, like, really good. It's like one of the goodest songs because it's like the loyalty of the movie. And that's why I really like it.
I like that. Well, girls, that's where we're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for
Wait, you forgot one question.
Oh no, well, I don't think we did.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Oh, okay.
So, was this one of your favorite movies, or do you have a movie that trumps this one?
Ooh, that we like better than it. Yeah.
Well, I have 2 movies. But I definitely think my second favorite movie just went down to my third favorite movie.
Okay. Interesting.
But my first is definitely Alice in Wonderland.
Okay. Yep.
My second is Wish. Now my third is Elemental.
Awesome. I love that lineup.
And you could tune in for more of these rankings in the new podcast, Heidi and Bailey Rank Things, where they just rank all types of things.
Yeah, that would be fun.
All right. Well.
All right. Well,
okay. Fair enough.
No, I'm older.
All right.
Well, thanks so much, girls. We'll see you next time, okay?
That's right from the mouths of babes.
Bye.
Well, thanks for that. That was amazing. I'm sure
they've always got something to say.
They do. We obviously didn't edit that down due to time. They went on for much longer. It's kind of like me trying to give you a review in a succinct time, but they're more entertaining. So, real quickly.
Okay, can I just tell you something? So you moved the microphone to talk into it, but then you moved it back so you were not talking into it.
Well, maybe
it
this
was
is
the most ridiculous thing I've seen.
Maybe this is my style, all right?
You just like people to turn you up, right?
Exactly.
Got it.
And then turn it down when you talk.
Oh,
no! What are you saying?
I just used the microphone appropriately.
That's true. That's true. A couple of things going around the Disney parks now that we get back to it.
Yeah.
And there's also, before we go too far away from Wish, there's a scene during the credits.
Yes, there is.
It might be worth. I don't know if it's necessarily going to alter your view or opinion on the movie, but it is something that I read about it after. I was like, oh, I wish we kind of stayed around and saw that.
Yeah. No, I agree. We didn't know.
But anyway, going back to the parks, Epcot, they have the locations for Olaf's Holiday Tradition Expedition Scavenger Hunt are now available.
Yes, they are.
Right? So you could head on over to Epcot for that. It's kind of a self-guided scavenger hunt. I forget where it says where you pick up everything, but
It's usually right at the
Yeah.
shop right there.
Mhm.
The big, not the Emporium, but the other one, like right
Yeah.
around the lands.
Oh boy, yeah. Oh, it doesn't even say that where I read it. So there we go. How do you like that information? You can't get that at any podcast for people coming in. Let's see. There was something, and normally, we don't really talk about this. There was a guest stripped
I know.
and waded through the water of It's a Small World.
Uh-huh.
And yeah.
Well, do you know more about it? Because I know a little bit.
Oh, sure. Go for it.
Well, no. Okay. So the ride had been stopped for quite a bit of time and they were stuck on it. And I think that this rider maybe got a little frustrated or flustered, or maybe they were just drinking a little bit before the ride and decided, hey, now that I'm stuck here and bored, I'm going to take off my clothes and wade through the water in my underwear. So that's kind of what I've got on that end, but it's still developing story because it didn't happen too long ago.
If he was if he stripped and was going through the water, it maybe was a really small world down there. Only reason I brought up the story. There we go.
So just to go back, where can I buy Olaf Scavenger Hunt? It is at Port of Entry, Creation Shop, or World Traveler.
Okay, there you go. Thank you for.
That's what I was trying to think of, was Port of Entry.
Port of Entry, we like it.
Back to you, Rob.
Oh, gee, thanks. There was not too much else in the Disney front. We're very merrying. We're jollywooding. We're stripping. Whoa, wait a minute. Over in Universal, again, we're talking more scavenger hunts, right? Universal Orlando, they have the holiday tree hunt. And if you get the holiday tree hunt, again, it's another scavenger hunt.
Mm-hmm.
If you go around, you get that. This one has, I noticed that Universal, when they do their scavenger hunts, they usually do charge for it.
Yes.
Right? You have to, it's a price for the map.
Yes.
And it's $13.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And your prize for that is you get this Earl the Squirrel ornament, Christmas, holiday ornament.
Which
so
is
it's
fun.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that.
something, you got something to go for. So it's like another thing to do over at Universal. Kind of not about the parks, but just something that Universal's gonna be making another Bourne movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it seems like they got the green light for that. No one knows what it's gonna be about, but there you go. Since we're reviewing movies, we're gonna review that Bourne movie when it comes out.
I don't know that I've seen any of the ones in between.
Oh,
Guess I'm
between the
catching
first one and this one,
Although it wasn't there one in,
there were multiple.
yeah. I've really been into the Rocky movies this holiday.
I've gotten her.
I love them.
That was one thing. She never saw it. She was like,
I mean, I feel like, but I knew like those parts. Like,
yeah,
I knew the famous parts. And
like the Yo Adrian,
Yeah.
and, they're running through the streets.
I just love his personality. I don't love it so much in Rocky 4. It's like,
Rocky
okay.
3.
I thought we were on Rocky 4.
That's what we will be watching soon. We just watched Rocky 3 with Mr. T. Clubber Lang.
Okay, so it
I pity
wasn't
the
as
fool.
fabulous. But yeah, I loved his personality in Rocky 1 and 2 because he's like genuine and like doesn't give a blank,
Yeah.
which was so interesting. I'm like, man, I'd love to be like that.
Well, I guess it's different, right? When you're at that point, you have,
Yeah.
you have nothing to lose.
He had nothing to lose, and now he has a lot to lose. So
and
it's so interesting. Anyways,
the transformation of it all.
it's not the Abby opinion hour. Sorry.
Well,
Or is it? Is that what this is?
That's going to be on our second podcast of the week. We're starting the Abby Opinion Hour. the AO.
Ayo.
Work on that. We'll do a quick. I did see. Now it is interesting because I asked Abby, today is a Sunday we're recording on. I did ask her if there was a Very Merry Christmas Party and Jollywood Nights going on.
Oh, I didn't know that was the question you were asking me, to be honest. I thought you were asking me something else. So whatever I answered was probably the incorrect answer.
Oh, okay. Well, we know there's a very merry Christmas party going on,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know if there's a Jollywood. So we'll go back into that. Because we're going Rob's
You just burped.
right around the cues. And, well, I could have removed that in post, but now that you've said it, thank you.
You're welcome.
To go along with my coughs from the past 4 weeks. What's the ride with the longest wait time in all of Disney? It's in Epcot. I'll help you this week.
It must be Living with Land. Just kidding. It's probably Guardians of the Galaxy.
It is not.
What?
Well, because Guardians of the Galaxy is still on a
queue.
queue, a virtual
So that
queue.
was a really silly thing for me to
it was
guess.
Frozen Ever After, 70 minutes.
For the first time in forever.
Oh, see?
Okay, got it.
The second was Peter Pan's Flight. What are we doing, people?
Blech.
Talk to me. And this was at 5:55. So this is people already coming in for, it's not officially the
waiting.
party, but they're coming in. Why are you spending time waiting 65 minutes to get into Peter Pan's Flight? Doesn't make any
It
sense.
probably broke down. That's probably why it's so long
Yeah, it could be.
all the time.
Seven Doors Mine Train, 60 minutes. Toy Story Mania, 55 minutes. Now, this is where things started to get interesting for me. Navi River Journey was 55 minutes.
Okay.
But Avatar Flight of the Passage was only a 40-minute wait. So people were waiting longer in line for Navi River Journey than Flight of the Passage. It just seems usually it's the other way
Opposite.
around.
There's a lot of restrictions though on Flight of Passage. So I could see it.
I don't
Kind
know.
of everybody can ride
I don't know.
the river journey.
You gotta rethink that one. Slinky Dog Dash, 50 minutes. Jingle Cruise, 50 minutes. Still going strong. Test Track, 45. The Hollywood Studios, that's why I was asking, because it was a very kind of low wait time day.
Oh.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, 35 minutes. Star Wars Rise of Resistance was only 30 minutes.
Okay.
Go on Star Wars. Rise of Resistance, it's like a 15-minute ride. It's worth it. Wait half hour for a 15-minute ride, as long as it doesn't break down. If it breaks down, it's even longer. It's like 21 minutes. Worth it. Yeah, everything else was kind of... Living with the Land was 20 minutes because of the glimmering greenhouses, right, that we talked about
Yeah.
all over.
So good.
Yeah, you could hear about it on the Magical Minute Brothers Edition. Out now.
So it looks like Jollywood Nights is actually on the 27th.
Oh,
So that's tomorrow.
gotcha.
So there's a lot of dates that are not sold out yet for this event.
Yeah, they're still struggling to find their footing there.
Yes.
I think this year is just going to kind of be, they're going to go do their business and rebrand or
Yeah, and they're bringing in rare character meet and greets now just to help with the crowds. I think that's neat.
meet Baby Yoda with a Santa hat.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, our Baby Yoda inflatable died this year.
Which it really was only a year old,
Yeah, it was.
I thought, right?
Rest in peace. So we had to get a new one. I like it. Smuggler's Run, 20 minutes. Mickey's Flower Magic, always 15 minutes. Soarin' California, 15 minutes as well. Space Mountain, for some reason, was down. It wasn't running.
Oh.
If you name one of the 9 rides, that was the lowest wait time in all of Disney.
Dumbo.
If you named one of them,
What? Aladdin? What?
if you named one of them,
Three Caballeros?
if you named one
What
of them,
is going on?
it was 3. Grand Fiesta Tour was 10 minutes. Dumbo 10 minutes.
Stop.
Yeah, I don't know. You can name. There's a whole ton of them. 5 minutes. Spaceship Earth, Kelly River Rapids, because it was closing up. Expedition Everest was only a 5-minute wait.
What?
It was an hour
What?
before Animal Kingdom closed.
No.
Everyone was in line at Navi River Journey waiting
Oh my
55 minutes for some
gosh.
reason.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, so it was Star Tours 5 minutes, Spaceship Earth 5 minutes.
Amazing.
That wraps it up for the Q times. We just finished. Obviously, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We had a good Thanksgiving here.
Yes, we did.
We ate too much. We cooked too much.
We had like the classic turkey debacle where our turkey took like 2 hours longer than we thought it was going to take. So we ate late, but that's kind of like a classic Thanksgiving tradition, right?
Yes.
Like in most households. So no big deal, but we had a great time. And I hope that you guys are having fun kicking off the holidays. And we'll be here with you.
This has been a Family Travel Planner production.